Have you ever walked into a room and felt instantly like you didn't belong? That invisible weight pressing down, making you question if you're too much or not enough? I know that feeling. It's like a heavy cloak that settles over your shoulders, uninvited and suffocating. Sometimes it shows up in a room full of people or in the quiet of your own home. It's the whisper that says, "You're a burden," and it hurts. But let's make this real. Imagine you're having a tough day, and suddenly, someone raises their voice at you. Unexpected, sharp, maybe even unfair. Instantly, that old story flares up. I must have done something wrong. I'm too much. I don't belong here. You shrink, you get quiet, you try to disappear, hoping not to bother anyone. That story feels so real, so consuming, it's hard to see anything else. But here's a practical strategy I want you to try right in that moment. Pause. Count to 10. Breathe. Then, calmly ask, "What's going on?" That felt a little intense. This simple act, pausing, breathing, and responding with curiosity, interrupts the old story. It reminds you, you are not responsible for someone else's chaos. Your needs, your feelings, your presence, they are not a burden. The story that says you are is just that, a story, not the truth. The truth is, you are worthy of love, belonging, and connection, exactly as you are. You don't have to earn your worthiness. It is your birthright. Nothing you do or don't do can change that. We are wired for connection, and sometimes we all feel on the outside. But when someone else's storm blows in, don't let it uproot your sense of self. Shame tells us we're flawed and unworthy, but it's just a feeling, not a fact. You are not alone in this. So many of us have stood in that same place, feeling unworthy. But our imperfections are not liabilities. They are what connect us. They are the cracks where the light gets in. When you own your story, you give others permission to do the same. So next time you feel like a burden, pause. Get curious. Practice compassion for yourself. Remember, you are not here to carry the weight of someone else's chaos. You are here to belong, just as you are. Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, replaying a conversation, wondering, was it something I said? Am I not enough? That ache in your chest, the doubt that creeps in when someone pulls away or disappears from your life, can feel overwhelming. Maybe you've been ghosted by a friend or someone you cared about. No explanation, just silence. Suddenly your mind fills in the blanks. If only I were more interesting, more lovable, more something. We start hustling for answers, replaying every detail, searching for closure that never comes. We think if we just work harder, say the right thing, or prove our worth, we'll finally get the validation we crave. But here's the truth. Chasing closure from someone who's already left is like running on a treadmill. You exhaust yourself, but you never move forward. The more you chase, the more you reinforce the idea that your worth depends on someone else's explanation or approval. So what do you do instead? You stop chasing. You give yourself the closure you deserve. Here's a practical step. Grab a journal or a piece of paper. Write down everything you wish you could say to that person. The anger, the confusion, the hurt, the hope, let it all out. Don't hold back. When you're done, read it over. Acknowledge your feelings, then let it go. Rip up the page, close the journal, or simply take a deep breath and set it aside. This is how you reclaim your power. You stop waiting for someone else to give you peace, and you create it for yourself. Your worth is not up for debate. It doesn't rise or fall based on who stays or who leaves. It's not defined by someone else's silence. The real work is learning to offer yourself the compassion and closure you seek from others. It's about being your own safe place. Look in the mirror and say, "I see your pain. I see your longing for answers, and I'm here for you." This isn't a one-time fix. It's a practice, a daily act of releasing emotional clutter so you can make space for your own peace. Every time you choose to let go, you remind yourself, I am not defined by someone else's actions. I am defined by how I care for myself. So, the next time you feel that ache of doubt, don't chase closure. Write it down. Let it go. Choose to release what isn't yours to carry. Make room for your own healing. Because you are worthy, not because of what someone else says or does, but because you exist. And that is enough. Picture this. You've just faced a setback. Maybe you asked for help, something you rarely do, and now you're sitting there feeling exposed, defeated, and convinced you're a burden to those around you. The world can feel impossibly loud or painfully silent. In those moments, it's easy to want to disappear, to stay down on the arena floor. But here's the truth. Rising strong starts with a single act of courage. It's reaching out even when your voice shakes. When you share your struggle, you're not just asking for help, you're inviting connection. And connection is what dissolves shame. So what do you do after you've asked for help, and that heavy feeling of being a burden creeps in? Here's a practical strategy. Thank the person who listened. Say, "Thank you for holding space for me. I know it's not always easy, and I appreciate you more than you know." Then offer something back. Not out of obligation, but out of genuine care. "I hope I can be there for you too when you need it." This simple exchange transforms the moment. It shifts the story from "I am a burden" to "we support each other." Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the foundation of real connection. When you allow someone to help you, you're giving them a chance to show up with empathy and love. You're reminding both of you that none of us are meant to do life alone. This is how we build resilience, one honest, grateful conversation at a time. And when that old narrative pops up, "I'm a burden," pause and challenge it. Ask yourself, is it true? Or is it just a story I've learned to tell myself? Maybe the new story is, "I'm human. I need support sometimes, and so does everyone else." Mutual support is not a transaction. It's the heartbeat of community. Each time you reach out, thank someone, and promise to return the favor, you're rewriting your story and theirs. You become the author of a new narrative, one where support flows both ways and everyone is stronger for it. Be gentle with yourself as you practice this. Changing old stories takes time. There will be days when you slip back into old patterns. That's okay. That's part of the journey. The goal isn't to never feel like a burden again. The goal is to recognize the feeling, name it, and choose a more compassionate response. Every time you do, you strengthen the bonds of mutual support and remind yourself that you are never alone. Imagine this. You walk into a new room. Maybe it's a workplace, a classroom, or a community event. Your heart beats a little faster. You scan the faces, searching for a sign that you belong. We've all felt that ache, that hope, that question. Will I be accepted here? Sometimes the answer isn't clear. Maybe you feel invisible, or maybe you sense you're on the outside looking in. Here's what I want you to know. That feeling isn't a verdict on your worth. It's a signal, a moment to pause and observe. When you enter a new space and your needs or your voice seem overlooked, or you're interrupted or dismissed, or you feel yourself shrinking just to fit in, remember, this is not a reflection of your value. It's simply information about the room you're in. Not every room is meant for you, and that's not just okay, it's normal. So what do you do when you're searching for belonging? Here's a practical strategy. First, observe. Notice the energy, the way people interact, the values in the room. Second, listen. Listen for kindness, for curiosity, for openness. Listen for laughter that feels inviting, not exclusive. And then introduce yourself, not with a mask, but with curiosity. Share a little of your real self, even if it feels vulnerable. If the room doesn't welcome you as you are, it's not your job to twist yourself to fit. It's your cue to keep searching. Because your people, the ones who light up when you walk in, who love your quirks and your questions, are out there. They'll celebrate your strengths, support you through struggles, and remind you of your worth when you forget. They won't see you as a burden. They'll see you as a gift. And you'll know you've found your room. It takes courage to keep showing up, to keep searching, to keep being real. Sometimes it means setting boundaries or walking away from places that don't honor you. That can be hard. It can mean grieving what you hoped a space could be. But on the other side of that grief is freedom. The freedom to be fully, unapologetically you. The freedom to find the rooms where you don't have to whisper, where you can take up space, and where your presence is truly wanted. So, here's the mindset shift. Belonging isn't about changing yourself to fit in. It's about showing up as your authentic, imperfect self and letting the right people find you. Your story matters. Your voice matters. You matter. Keep observing, keep listening, keep introducing yourself with curiosity. The world needs your unique light. Let it shine, and you'll find your people. Go out there and be you.